Seniac creates a series called OilTown. Seniac, let's focus on expanding the USA. Me. Bruh. These memes at the beginning are the highlight. Vehicles be like, oh no, Seniac's upgraded the roads again. Hold on, boys. Seniac is the leader of OilTown, but builds something in the US. Trump. You picked the wrong country, fool. Seniac. Whatchamacallit? Me. Is that a word, Seniac? You're totally a fool, Seniac. And I think that is what will be forever known as. Guys, welcome back to another episode of OilTown here in City Skylines, where everything's just frozen. Are we all okay? Oh, hold on. Yeah, we're still okay. We still have traffic jams for days. We still have death waves for days. It's just a never-ending cycle. Now, I did notice that someone was saying, yo, Seniac, I think everyone's been polluted. So let me just check this out real quick. So we have the clean drinking water right here next to some dirty recycling centers. Because that is logic, right? Kind of is. But if you kind of look at it, it's average drinking water pollution, 0%. Ground pollution, 0%. So it's one of those weird things. It's either a death wave or everyone's drinking poop water. I don't know anymore. What is real life? Guys, welcome back anyway. If you are enjoying this series, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new around here, then make sure you subscribe, because today, before we sort this little death scenario out right now, I want to make contact with the US. Now, we are trading with them. We did get this little bit of residential and beautiful stuff set up last episode. But what I want to do today is make contact in the form of allowing people to travel to and from OilTown to the United States. Now, I did think about, you know what, we'll just put in some harbours and it will all be good. They'll sail to and from. But do I really want to add more boats to this traffic jam? Probably not just yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build an airport. The most simple and easiest way for them to fly over. Because we have a really good international airport set up here for OilTown. Not many people use it, so it'll be quite fun to see it actually happen. Right, we are experiencing quite a bit of death right now. So let me just see what's going on then. So people seem to be dying left, right, and centre. We're not getting any issues saying that, you know, yo, Seniac, drinking water's polluted. Because that's what a couple of people were suggesting last episode. Now, although it is pretty close, it's not the reason to why it is happening. It is not, believe it or not. And you could argue, well, you know, boy, where is it? Where's it gone? Where's my pollution button gone? It's all this seeping over. But it has done from the start. Nothing was really changed. So I just really think we are just going for a really weird death patch scenario. Now, death care, sick residents. Do I have the facilities to take care of everybody? The answer is probably no. So, do I build a really big hospital? It looks like I'm going to have to. Now, I've got to figure out a good place to put it that will supplement everybody and everything. So, I think somewhere like there might be a good idea to do it here. Maybe more on that side. I'm trying to think of the best place to drop something like this down. That would be a good shout just here, right against this. And I'll tell you why. One, because the residents, the sick patients, have a really good view of the traffic jam. And I love that. That'll keep them entertained for hours. But more importantly, it's giving us the basic needs for treating sick residents. Now, it does merge over into the other side, but between you and me, guys, let's not worry about that for just a second. Death care, we could do with some more death care stuff. We only have a couple of crematoriums left, right, and centre. So I think it's time that we actually spent a little bit of money and built a larger one in OilTown right now. Now, the great thing is we don't have to worry too much about where we place something like this, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Nothing else is affected by it. So I could drop it somewhere like here in the polluted lands. We're going to be polluting the dead bodies, which is very, very weird. But it will give us a ton of hearses that we can use to transport dead bodies, which will be a really good thing. So we'll let that give it some time to pass and rock and roll before we look at our next little issue. So my next little issue is this. Now, not saying I'm going to solve it today. The traffic jam is just building up and up and up. But that's because everybody is wanting to go to these. And it's not good. It's not a good thing. So what I'm thinking of is, why don't I try and get them to the airport instead? Because that's pretty free to use. And then I was thinking, well, how would I do that? How would I make the airports the shortest route possible over there? Because if I could just do like a road going through the tunnel to connect up there, but then it might come down here and use that. But there's only one way to find out. So, for the purpose of this, guys, I'm going to attempt something. It's not going to stay. Don't worry. But I just want to see what would happen if I created a connection. So let's say we come out here to there. I create a tunnel that just passes simply all the way through to there and connects to there. How does that look? Now, forget the aesthetics of it. Obviously, it looks like a shambles right now. But I want to see if they start to use that tunnel and start to go over in that direction. Is that all connected? Why are they going this way? Are they okay? Like, seriously, are you okay? Guys? They seem to be driving all over the place. I don't know what's real life anymore. They just seem to want to turn and go a different way. Right, I don't know if this is just cause some messing stuff up, whatnot. But hold on. So if we got Anarchy on, I should have had that on in the first place, shouldn't I? And then if I could go pretty much straight to there, that would come out from that side instead. And then you won't get those issues caused too much. But, and then they're driving through this bit as well. What's going on? I have no roads, like, under that way. Please, you're hurting my eyes. You're hurting my eyes right now. No idea why they're choosing to drive through this. I have no idea. But just let them do what they've got to do anyway. Because I want to start to see if they start to export goods that way instead. We'll see. We're just going to give it a couple of minutes and moments to pass through. Right. So, death care, how is that going? Are we going up or are we going down? Deceased, it was 940 for a second there. Still 940. Going down slightly. Going down slightly. So it looks like it's going down slightly. And then back up to 942. So again, we got to give that time to get the hearses going around. How many is that new one released? 15. Right, while that kind of has a moment, while these vehicles choose to go, that's a point. Where is it going? It makes no sense. Also, where's all this traffic now just disappeared to? I don't think this... Oh, actually, someone just went down that road. I don't think that road is working very well for us. But then again, I've just seen someone go down it. So, yeah. It also could be that... I mean, I don't know. It's a very weird one. Should we just kind of let it roll? I think we just let it roll for the moment. We'll come back and check it out a little bit later. Right, airport. Let's see what's going down then. So I got a couple of variations of airports I can potentially use. I don't know if I want to go too elaborate for the USA. Or keep it nice and simple with like a basic kind of airport. We could go with this one. We could go with the big boy. Where's the big boy? Is that... That's the normal one. Yeah, it's not the modular one. But it does mean trying to get it placed in somewhere. Now, I could use here, but it's not a great spot. I could use over there. I mean, I got a good little spot here I could potentially use, but it does require me to do some maneuvering. And I'll have to kind of also terraform a little bit of the land a bit more. So yeah, why don't we just go for this one instead? Okay, so brush size up. And then we push the terrain out. Now, we ain't got to worry about flooding. Because we've since learnt the possibilities of resetting to sea level. I just want... Oh, wrong button. I just want to Right, it's quicker to pause it, just smoothing it all off. And then water, which is over here. Reset to sea level. There we go. So I'm going to have to do it a couple of times because of how it kind of changes. Alright, give it a moment, reset to sea level. And I think we should be good from there. Right, so an airport, let's say we had it kind of there, because it is in a way a dead space. Just down to the fact that the highway runs there. Not really much going on this side. Can't really do a very good connection there because it's how the highway starts to sink down. I need to kind of, you know, angle that a little bit better. So that might be a good shout. Right, let me come back to that in just a moment, guys, because I want to take a quick look over here again. So are we seeing many vehicles use this? Not really. All them ships are trying to get out, aren't they? Now, somebody recommended me building a roundabout for this, which, quite frankly, is probably a good idea. Right, let me delete all this. Because this clearly is helping nobody. We're going to bypass there, and I think what we need to do as well is buy a few more bits of land here. So I've got more of a radius to where I can kind of play around with. Nice. So let's delete that bypass. There we go. And then we got to... I can create it off this, which is not too bad. So it's going to be quite a funky roundabout. Alright, if we go up to that extent. And how would that look if I created... Because now we've got the line going down to there. That there. That there. I wonder how that... Because you can't do a one-way road. That's the downside. So we now have this ridiculous hold-up in boats. Trying to ship the goods in and out. So whereas they're trying to come in. And I think... what I need to do is something like this. Little V. It might allow us to manipulate the traffic, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Oh, I need more shipping lanes. It's weird how they choose them ones and not all this over here. It is weird, isn't it? Anyway, let's get back to the task at matter, whatever I'm trying to say. That's all connected, but we can use this because we've learned recently that I can now upgrade these roads and turn them into a one-way system. So if I upgrade all of you, and I want it to go the other way round, that way. Nice. And then what is the turn? Like to get it to there. It's actually quite difficult to figure that out, but we'll make it up. So if I do a 10 by 10, if I do a 10 by 10, I'm trying to figure out what the best option would be to go through this. So if I went up to there, because you don't really know what the angle is, so I'm just going to do the next best option. Alright, if that's to there, that's another 10, so I could do a straight 10 by 10, right? Like that. Delete all this monstrosity I've just created. And then we've kind of got a loop. It's not ideal, but it should work. So let me get all this now set in the right direction. Good stuff. And then we'll come off this. So let's pick a spot like there by 10. Now we can bring it out a bit further, can't we? To there. 14 by 14. And straight down. And that becomes a solid connection over to our airport. Now, apparently, in this simulation, it's saying it doesn't want water. Okay, it does want water, not electricity, so I lied. Apologies. Get this connected over as best as I can. There we go. So that will give us what we need there. And then we might start to see vehicles on the way over and then planes flying to and from the USA over to OilTown. That will be a great thing to see. Right. Look at this shambles right now. So another way I can do this whole shipping system is something like this, where that is now connected. If I cancel this connection, is to have separate lanes that don't connect for different areas. So that would come in, and then if I kept it not completely separate, but I don't encourage it to go down this line. Hold on, boys. Like that. Down there, and then hopefully it'll go down this way. Is this that's the biggest annoyance, is trying now to sort this out. And if I killed off all of this, I'm going to pause quickly, because I do need them connected. But they haven't got to be as mental as they're made out to be. Because they're still technically connected all the way around. But you want it to happen in a different route. So we'll let that just kind of play itself out first. Where there's no solid connection between these. Just to kind of semi-solve it. And then we'll see where the issues then lie. Right, okay. So, multiple problems right now. Apparently there's no power. In what world does that not bring power over? Right, okay, I'm going to have to give it its own power real quick. We'll use these. We'll merge them into the other side of the road. Right, there's 4 dropped in. So that should satisfy the power issue and then bring over the garbage trucks. It could be that these guys don't really have the power as well. They don't have a lot of things. Let's just put it out there. They don't have a lot of things. So let's get this, sort these guys. I've got problems everywhere right now. Right, let's sort out first a hospital. We'll do a fire department. There we go. A police station. We need some death care. Do I go for a big one or a better crematorium? Let's go for a better crematorium. And let's place this over by the park side of things. Right there. And it doesn't have adequate garbage needs or anything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pump a load of like incineration plants. Just to handle it until I've created a better system for the USA. Hook those guys over with the power. We should be up and running. Right, garbage is still piling up, so go wait for the garbage to clear first, which that should pump out a bunch of garbage trucks, which it now has. That would semi-fix this area to a certain degree. Then we should be back up and running. Right, so we do have a big backlog. The ship backlog is now slightly cleared here, slowly. And now we're getting them going ground, as you can now see. So we still get the queues, but this is where we need to decipher where, you know, who's going where. So again, we delete all this because I've now got a better system that I can work with. It's just so annoying. Can I not do it a different way? No, you can't. I've literally got to delete it like this. Which is quite tedious and annoying. But end of the day, at least I can do it. Right, so what I'm thinking is we create a separate channel. Whereas that runs to the side there. There we go. And completely bypasses all of that. So in hopes that that gets connected up in some way, shape or form, and we'll just see how that does what it's got to do over time. And I might then delete this bit there and this bit here. So hold on, and I'm going to widen that area. So that itself is going to kill off a lot of ships again. But it's just so I can fine-tune this whole system. So the connection is just there. Oh, I'm doing the wrong one. Send it, boy. This is the wrong one. There you go. So it's a little bit different, but it bypasses it slightly. So you get ships going in at a different angle, different way. Which could potentially work. And then we have the crossover happen all the way out. So it's separate from that line, not build them up, and they come down this way and it crosses over that way. We've still got a lot of ships. There's just something that we can't really do much about that. We still have a lot of ships coming in and out. Right, so nobody's still using this just yet, even though a load of people are just driving out of the area. So that was a lie. Of course there's people using it. We just gotta wait for a plane, so you might see a lot more people using it on various sides. So that's now solved our USA issues, and now it's slightly growing again, which is good to see. 18 people last week were serviced there, so we now have our first connection passenger on the passenger front, which is good. Gonna start seeing a lot more people over here using this. Plane has just taken off, I assume. So this could be quite exciting. We could be bridging the gap. Right, so these guys are complaining here that the citizens are sick and pollution. So now we're going to move this kind of issue we have over here. So even though we've got a bunch of sewage treatment plants here, we're gonna have to kind of switch them around, aren't we? So if I delete you to move you over there, to then place you right there, to hook that up on that side. So the water is now in a non-polluted area, if that makes sense. And then we see how that changes things then. So they've always been sick. It's just, it is what it is, unfortunately. But these guys over here should not be sick. Now, is that down to the fact that I need more healthcare? We've got the huge capacities. We've got the hospital just there. So, do you reckon it's worth building a secondary one? And just drop it there for a second and see how that sorts things out. Because that would be kind of interesting, wouldn't it? Now, notice how the boat's starting to thin out a little bit. We change route so it's longer to get to where they get to. But they're going to need to get somewhere soon anyway. Now, I think one of the issues that I do have is the ferry lines. Now, what if I ran this through here? I don't know if it would work or not. It says it needs water. It's got water, mate. You got water. What if that came down here instead? And these ferry lines run a different system. Because they're also what's causing issues as well, is the fact that they're turning, they're trying to angle to get in. So I wonder how over time that will change. Which would also make me want to slightly change this up. So you see how much you've got to fine tune this? Well, the great thing is, at least we can. So that's not going to go over to there, which I'm hoping the ferry and the cargo lines will take different routes. If so, that will be a big help. It looks like they are right now. Which I'm not saying that's the cause anyway. Because obviously it happens over here. But it should alleviate some of the problems. We just might have a few problems on these little turns as well. So if I made that... go down that route instead. Might get something different happening. It's just a bunch of playing around with it until we can actually find what the best solution would be. There's going to be no particular right or wrong way to do it. It's just, it is what it is. So now it's got not enough water. Oh, water available is quite low. Yeah, that's actually right. That's got an issue here. Hold on. What is your issue over here? With the subway line. Where is it not connected? Ah, there we go. No wonder this is not being heavily used. Right, dropping that in should fix it. That always, every time we get a tsunami, that always messes up, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, subway lines. Give it a few minutes and that should all be updated and fixed again. So we'll just give it a couple of minutes to kind of reconfigure itself. Right, okay, we're back up and running. Yeah, I was going to add in more water, wasn't I? Until I got sidetracked. Right, do one there, one there. I might have to move these, to be honest with you. Okay, it's a little bit on the edge there, but we'll see how that goes. In terms of water, we've now got plenty of water. It's like everyone's complaining for everything all at the same time. That's what feels like is happening right now. How mental is that? Right, that's still growing beautifully. Still growing beautifully. So I'm thinking then. I'm thinking I might set up a little bus line around here and to start stimulating them to get to over this side. So I put a little bus stop there, and then we start with one there, there, there. Right, keep it stopping every so often. There we go. And we'll get the bus depot. I'll squeeze it right here on the corner. Let that drop the vehicles out. So that will stimulate people getting them from over here to the airport, which would be a good shout. I don't know how many people are going to start seeing waiting. I mean, some of them might use it like if they're up here and they want to get down to here. They can hop on a bus. Makes it very easy for them. But yeah, we'll just see how that goes over time. And how many more people it brings over there. Right, did that sort itself out with that issue? Yeah, the subway line's now all hooked up and working. So we're going to see a lot more people now using the airport because it's easier to travel to than before. Beautiful. It's got quite a few people on board as well. That seems to have calmed down now, this area. It's now this area that we might want to take a look at. So is there anything that we can do to kind of satisfy these guys? I don't think there's gonna be that much we can really do, to be honest with you. No. Right. Oh, no water to this hospital, so that hasn't been working for quite some time. How has all this been going? We've got traffic for days still. Considering that there's so many ships here. Oh no, that's actually going down. That's not as mad as it is. It's slowly going down. So there was a huge jam that we're now slowly depleting. That's a good sign. So I think everyone's choosing to get their goods on the train, aren't they, to be honest with you? I don't think many people are using this tunnel. But it's definitely slowed down these areas, which is a good sign. And how many people are getting off the bus stop as well? So let's have a quick little nose. That's got 3 people on board. That's got nobody on board. Nobody. 1 person. Okay. 1 person. It's either nobody wanted to go on this route, or we might be a little bit too early, to say the least. Don't know, but there's a lot of people waiting there. So I think the buses are a little bit too early. There's a couple of people waiting over here. So I'll let you do a couple more loops and then see where we're at. Obviously, the obvious thing is we'll eventually add in a subway line. That's the obvious thing. But that itself, boys, is going to take some time. There's 1 person on that one, 2 people on that one. So the fact that people want to go in that direction shows that there is some form of setup. So it's not too bad, is it? Right, how's the ships looking then over here? So I think if that's as worse as we're going to get it, I don't mind that. It's better than the huge lines we had previously. The sickness is taking effect over here. But in terms of pollution, it is actually kind of growing a bit more than normal, isn't it? Now, is there such thing as a building that you can place down to reduce the pollution in that area? That's what I want to know. The polluting buildings are the brownie ones here, as you can see. That's taking effect on here. But in the past before, we've always had it where we can balance it out. But I feel like now it's just becoming so overpowered. 300,000 a week pumping out, which is good. Ships are coming in left, right and centre, which is good. Should we delete this road now and see what happens? Well, I'll just delete the 2 edges of the tunnel for now. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. So, just kind of looking now at the sickness. If any of it is like disappearing, let me zoom in a little bit closer. Is that a noise pollution, or just like citizens are sick, aren't they? Because of noise pollution or healthcare available. Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It really is. Oh, do you know what? Yeah, actually some of it is disappearing. Is it just noise pollution? That's pollution. Is there such thing as a noise pollution one? There is, isn't there? I just always get confused with which symbol's which. There we go. Ha-ha! There we go. So how is it possible to reduce noise pollution? What's the best method, and why is it so much busier here? That's because it's all commercial, isn't it? Now, I don't think I have a district node there, so let's just, for the sake of this, test something out. So if I added a district there, and is there anything that I can do to this district to kind of stop the noise? So, power, pet ban, preferred parks. Is there taxation? City planning? High rise? No, don't do that. NIMBY. Oh, is this it here? No loud noise at night. Right, let me just try that one. Let's see if that one takes an effect. Alright, where's my noise pollution? Does it reduce that in any way, shape or form? I don't know, guys. If you've got any tips for like reducing noise pollution at its best, let me know in the comment section, because that could be a really good idea. Apparently got not enough goods to sell. It's very interesting. Very interesting. A few peeps over there. So what's it like now then with the buses? That's got one person on board. I don't think we're seeing much demand to be going between the two nations. Maybe the people of America don't want to go over there, or maybe we just got to build it up a lot more than what it currently is right now. Maybe that is the way to go forward. But what I do know is it is slightly building up. And something that we haven't got in, because it's like a brand new place, we need trees and stuff, don't we? So let's plant a couple of different type of trees in this area. Reduce that size a bit. And get some big boys lying in. And then it slowly starts to feel like an actual area, doesn't it? It slowly does. It's quite cool how the highway goes. Imagine living like right here. That window. You know, that one there, looking straight out and seeing a freaking highway. It's a bit crazy. It's definitely a bit crazy. But this has been a weird episode because we've had so much happening. 68 people. Okay, it's definitely being used right now. It's definitely a weird one because a lot of things have been happening. A lot of problems have semi-been solved. A lot of issues have now occurred. And now a little bit of time has passed. What's the noise pollution saying? No. Nothing, boys. Nothing. So, yeah. It's interesting. Maybe I get rid of some of this commercial demand then. And place it with residential. And try not to get them all too close together. I think we have to go back to basics and look at the city planning system again, because people are not freaking happy right now. All of a sudden they're getting sick of the noise pollution by the looks of it. How dare they? How freaking dare they right now? But it seems to be okay here where we have, well, then it gets big pockets separated by offices, so it's not as close to next door as it is there. But I got to replan everything anyway, because I can now drag all the industrial stuff over to the United States. So that would be kind of cool. But we've initially made contact anyway, which is a good sign. That bus has nobody on board. These buses are not doing a great job. But that's maybe where eventually I will replace them with the subway line. So that will be also the new system I set up. But we got to build on that anyway. We've got to build on that. So with the small amount that we've got going on right now, seems to be doing pretty well. But we'll turn this into the powerhouse that it should be with all the industrial stuff. But guys, hope you did enjoy this weird one. If you did, smash that like button down below. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.